Boom, boom. This is Kimberly. Welcome back to the channel. All right, so we've got a little bit of Soul Land Reloaded up today. So as expected, we've got the Divine King Bibi pool. So we've got her second pool event up. I went ahead and acquired the 20 crystals that we needed yesterday. So we can do our two pulls for her. We are going for her, so we're not going to be pulling for anybody else. She's considered to be the most powerful SP out there. So, if you're looking at new player, looking to increase, increase your account, then she's definitely something to go for. So, we analyzed her skill set a little bit in the last video. What makes her so powerful is a lot of characters, it takes time for them to increase the skills that need to require the amount of mana, or just the way that the kit goes. Her kit is 6 seconds, I believe it is, and she goes bonkers. So she starts out hitting hard, and she does it quickly, which makes her burst, which is why we've got area burst, and the demon spider summoning. Of course, anytime you're going to be summoning the spiders, crowd control becomes slightly useless, she can counter against a lot of those characters that do have crowd control as a mainstay. So I think that's why she's considered to be the most powerful SP. Just sheer damage, fast damage, and it only gets worse as it goes along for her in terms, or for them, your enemy, as the battle proceeds. So under the Pope's crown, I love that name. That's an exceedingly nice name. If you've watched Soul Land Reloaded, you will understand what that means. So I suggest you do watch that. You won't find out a lot of it until towards the end when she actually gets. You won't find the real reason of why she was doing what she was doing until the end of the series. Unfortunately, when she gets defeated in the last, of course, episodes there. But really good name. So let's go ahead and do the pulls. As you can see, I got 27 on the first, so that's not good. That's a below average pull. But as I said, you can switch. I mean, you can go back to anyone here. When the next character comes out, I just won't pull on that character. I'll just tip my Swole Master, go over to Bibi and pull from her from that way. So it's not that big a deal. So let's go ahead and do 10 pulls here. See if we can get lucky with a 50. Very, very low percentage of that. But we did get a lucky one, so we did get a 50 there. Yeah, this is, low percentage, but that's good. So this pool sort of makes up for last week. Okay. So that's really good. So definitely not going to get her this week, but at least, we're going to be over 100, which was what I was looking for. I wanted to get over 100. We are at 94, and we're going to be able to get 10 more from the actual exchange shop here. You just purchase the pack. She's in it. All the characters are in it, so you can purchase it, use it for anyone that you want. We will use it for Bibi. So that's good. So that made up for last week's poor performance, 27. So we are now over 100. So we need to get 46. So probably not going to happen next week. Doubtful. Not next week, but 2 weeks from now. But we'll be really close. Okay. So I've got 104 shards for her. 94, and then open up the thing to give 10 more. Right here, so we're going to use that. So I now have 104 shards. Now I'm automatically going to get 10 from the techniques. So 10 on 12, that's 114. Okay, so I'm going to need 36 shards for that's doable. Okay, a couple of 10s, a couple of 5s, and some 1s, and we've got it. But you never can. It can be really bad. I mean, it can go from bad to worse. We could get stuck with 27 like we did on the first one, that was a really bad day. So there's a good chance I'll be able to get her on the next pool, at least. So we'll see. We'll hope at that. But yeah, so getting that 50 was really nice. I was hoping for that. Yeah, so she is up for doing the pools. We don't really have much else going, on in line. We've got the same stuff as always, standard events for the weekend, Super Monday event, uh, daily events, nothing new here either as well. So basically, it's just basically the pool for her is the only thing going on. Now, we will, of course, we're entering, holiday season territory here. So there's going to be some big events going up. We're going to be getting a couple 9-day events, I would assume. Also, we should see Soul and Soul Forge here pretty soon as well too. I'm hoping they'll have a Soul Forge over the holiday season and make it a nice big reward. Um, and hopefully, maybe if we get lucky, some shards for her will be in it. Although I doubt it. Not this upcoming Soul Forge, but the following Soul Forge after that, we will probably see a chest for Bibi Dong inside of that. So until that time, it's just keep on going. But yeah, so definitely what a pull for her. As I've said, she is considered to be the most powerful of the SPs. The second most powerful is considered to be Wu. Wu was I think she was the third character released. I don't know. I've got Wu. She definitely does some damage, so she's in there. But yeah, so we're gonna get her, inject her into the team, and go from there. But yeah, so everything seems to be looking pretty good at this point. So we did make up a pretty good pool, back up to 104. So I wanted to be over 100 going into going into the third pool. That was my hope. As long as I got over 100, there was a good chance I'd get her on the next pool. So we'll do the draws when it comes up. We should be, I haven't heard much in terms of the release of the SSP characters, which is the next character release level, I guess you could say. We went from S's to SS to SS plus to triple S to SP, and now we're going to have SSP as in terms of that. So we'll have to see what sets up for those, and make a determination as to which of those we want to go for. Probably just going to be looking for damage, of course. At this point, that's what you're looking for, is damage. Okay. Whether it be single target or area. Area's just not that useful. AoE in terms of a large scale. It doesn't really help out much in terms of. It's just there's really not a lot of events or methodologies where you need that in this particular game. So I would definitely not look. I mean, that's one of the reasons that Ma is not really a popular character, because he's burst. So he helps out a little bit in those events areas where there's a large screen of animals, but usually, just to make area, wide area damage, you have to reduce the damage, to make it comparable. So while a single target might be doing 100 damage, it's going to hit a single target with 100 damage. Okay, area burst doing 100 damage means that target's probably only going to get hit with like 20 or maybe 30, because it's going to put the 20 or 30 in other areas because it's in a wide area of effect. So you have to take that into account. And in this game, it really does not. It's not that applicable. Okay, Divine King Ma is doing the least amount of damage on my team. Okay, his damage is it's below Hugh, who's a triple S, but Hugh's SP killer, so it's not surprising. So she's going to be replacing him. There's no use to replace Hugh. Hugh's doing fine damage. Plus, I've got her God level up, so she's packing a punch. Okay, so she's definitely competitive. Right here, I've already got her at God 4, so she's getting close to being maxed out. So I'm going to be replacing Ma. He's going to go in as a second team, along with Ling Ling, Ming, and Evi, and I'll be able to pull out Sea God Tank's SS plus version. So we'll have full, both teams will be SP and triple S applying for that. But yeah, so I'm going to replace him. Bibi Dong is going to be replacing him, so we'll go from there. But yeah, he's doing fine damage. She beats him sometimes. She's not quite there yet. Wu is doing the most damage by far. Tang generally comes in, second most of the time, but who does occasionally beat him? Because she does a really powerful single target attack. Okay, that does a bunch of damage real fast. That's the reason her S character is so powerful. When you first get the game and first new players, you're going to get her at an A plus version. Use her. I used her. I took out S's from my team before I took her out, even though she was A plus, simply because of the fact that she just does a lot of damage, real quick, and there's virtually nobody that can block it. So she does a ton of damage, and it's magic damage, and there's just not um, they just especially that early in the game, none of the enemies have a lot of magic defense, so she just literally guns them down, which is why and they kept that format from her. When she's got the area icon here. This is an icon meaning area of attack. Okay, instead of these being direct attackers, so things are single attack. But one of her skills is area, but the other one is more of a direct attack. So that's since she does have an area of effect skill, and a lot of it do that. That's why they give her that icon. But she is actually does have a good single attack, which is why she does a lot of damage. Ma, he's pretty much all area. I mean, it's basic attack, of course, but it does virtually nothing in terms of that. And I put a lot of heavy stuff on him and bought him up pretty big just to test out the fact she was still beating him. Okay, even when I had his BP, even when he had a higher BP. Okay, it was a little bit mislimitation of the skills at the time. But yeah, she's a lot better for the team. So we're going to move him over to the second team, and he'll be the AoE for the second team, because the second team is going to have a tank, a healer, and 2 attackers. Direct attack will be Evil Eye, and the range AoE will be Ma, and then we'll move Bibi Doggy into the first team and start building her up. I've already got an SP set ready for her, so once we get her, we'll be able to get her maxed out. And I've got a ton of soul rings, 100k soul rings. I bought that huge pack that they had in the Soul Forge there, or not the Soul Forge, the Dulu event that they had there. What was it, 4 weeks ago? Yeah, that was a massive event. I got like 400 triple S shards for my extended bones, and I also bought the pack for the 100k soul rings. So I've got a bunch of stuff to work on her skills, and I'm holding some of those off, and I'm going to apply those to her. I have her be able to get her most of her skills well above halfway maxed out on all sets. So that's what we're going to be doing and focusing on with that, which is why all of my characters, if you look at them, are showing a red dot on the actual soul ring, because I do have a bunch of soul rings waiting to be used for her. So I have not applied them yet. So we're waiting for Bibi Dong to come out. She's been the target. Yeah, we're almost there. We got her. But yeah, okay. So I just wanted to do a quick video. We'll have a video here in another couple of days. The Divine King Bibi Dong, it'll be on tomorrow as well. So make sure you do the pulls for today or tomorrow, and then we'll be rolling into the next week. Not this Monday coming up, but the Monday after is Christmas. So things are going to get events and stuff in the games are going to get little holiday season events and stuff, Lunar New Year stuff. So we'll be doing a lot of stuff going on through those events, as well as just because it's the holiday season in terms of family traveling and whatnot. So we'll do what we can to try to keep up. I think I should be able to keep everything fairly decent. You can do pre-records and schedule releases and stuff, so I'll probably might have to do that 1 or 2 times. But for the most part, should be able to pump out videos at least every couple 2-3 days. That's what we're hoping. But yeah, everything's a little bit tame right now in terms of that. And we'll talk about Black Clover. I'm going to wait until the new year probably to do that. I have to determine whether or not I'm going to play it long term. It's looking good. It looks like it's definitely not going to be a gacha game. So if you were expecting a gacha game and you started playing it, you probably realized it's not. It's basically an equipment collector game. But you can get one seasonal character from a free-to-play perspective each time. There's three of them. You can get one. I went and got Yami on the first one. Um, but I'm also holding off for Julius, who is the, of course, king. Okay. So he's they're apparently what they're doing with Black Clover Global is they've what's the word we're using? Sped up, I guess would be a good term. Immensely sped up the events. They're trying to catch global up with the other servers because, as you know, this game released like last year, okay, in China, and it released 6 or 7 months ago in Canada, Europe. So global got delayed and kept getting delayed and kept getting delayed and kept getting delayed until it finally came out here at the beginning of December. But yeah, so they're doubling up the events in some cases. Like in, the events that we've got going on right now, there's two events going on. Those events were released singularly on the original versions. They had one event for I think it was Veta and Avada, and I can't remember what's that one's name. I can't remember. But Vada's got a summon pool event, and they've also got another event that has Licht, I think, and a few others in that, which is he's the bad guy. And they're running those simultaneously. So at the rate they're talking, we're probably going to see Julius probably sometime within the next few weeks. So I'm just being a little bit stingy on my pools. I'm going to try to see if I can't get Julius. I doubt he's not going to be a seasonal character, of course. He'll obviously be a pool event character, but there is a pity on the pool, so I'm saving up my all of my um, currency and which is the black crystals. I'm saving all those up as well as all of my summoning tickets. So I should be able to do a lot of pulls on his banner and hopefully get him. And it'd be immensely powerful. It's a team right now. I'm running Mars. I've got him at LR. I'm running Yami, the seasonal character. I've already got him to LR. Um, and I sort of run. I got lucky and pulled uh, some of the another SSR character, uh, and plus you get the standard SSR character. So I have 4 SSR characters. Right now I'm basically about halfway through the game. A lot of what I've been hearing or what they've been saying is that the experience that you get is enough to keep your characters in line. That's not accurate at all. It's not even remotely accurate. From a free-to-play perspective, it's nowhere near accurate. Anybody who is saying that from a free-to-play perspective you can power through the story mode without having to use XP pots is just lying and does not understand the nature of this game. It's nowhere near that. Um, you have 4 characters and there's just not enough XP as you go through. Which is why they give you XP pots all of the time. You're going to get a lot of XP pots, but you will have to use them. And I suggest you do use them. What I like to try to do is try to keep within 10 or 15 levels of the enemy characters. At least have 1 or 2 characters that are within that range, and you should be okay. Also, use the assisted mage function. You're allowed to bring 1 other character from your friends and from the list. There are usually level 100 LR characters. All versions. I've got like 30 or 40 in there. So if you're finding you're having an issue, you should be using assisted mages. I know that means you're only 3 of your characters are going to get the XP because the assisted mage is for another group, so it doesn't get XP for one of your characters because you're not using one of your characters, you're using the assisted mage. But still, it allows you to get through and proceed to completing the quest, which will generally end up getting you some XP pots anyway. So you shouldn't have any trouble. So I'll make a decision in beginning of next year whether or not I want to continue to play it. I was hoping they'd be a little bit more generous with the characters, but just one seasonal, and seasonal is not weekly or monthly. It's longer than that. So um, we'll see. But basically, it's just it's a equipment collector. It's raid Shadow Legends. Okay, that's what Raid is. Raid is not a gacha game. It's not designed to be a gacha game. Raid is designed as a hero collector. Is anybody who says that is not familiar with the game? It's an equipment collector. Um, you'll get some of the nice characters. They'll give them to you free. They give you free characters every now and then, usually once or twice a year. And they'll come out with one of the nice characters, um, a sacred character that you can get for free just by logging in a certain amount of times. Um, but you're not going to be able to get all of the characters. They don't give you enough sacred summoning shards unless you purchase them. You're nowhere near the pity uh, for those sacred summonings. So yeah, you're not going to get those characters from a free-to-play perspective. But it's not that big of a deal because the way to do it is you just farm equipment. And as you get stronger equipment, you make your character stronger that way. So it's not really needed that you get all these characters. Um, and it's the same in Black Cobra. It's not really needed that you get all of these characters. Basically, what you need to begin the game and play the game for at least the first month or two is just a blue team, because you want to run the red power dungeon in the game, and when you're running it, you'll get power attack equipment. And you get better attack equipment, and the key is to make a 4-piece set of attack, 4-piece set of something else. But it's actually going to be 4-piece set of attack and a 2-piece on defense, generally what you're looking for. And that's really all you need to beginning. There are different dungeons. You're going to need different types, but the power dungeon is the best dungeon to go for early in the game, because that's where you get your power gear, your attack gear. So that's what most people have been playing for. So as long as you get 4 blue characters, or at least 2. Mars is a blue that I have. Yemi he's a seasonal character. He's the one I went for. He's a blue attacker. That's the reason I went for him, is because I wanted another blue character. Okay, so keep that. Lotus is an excellent blue character. A lot of people took him as their choice when their new account, because he's a blue debuffer. I just decided to use a debuffer that you give you free in the game, and go from there. And then just hopefully you'll get another blue that you can use. There's some blues, SR, that you can use, until you can get a 4 powerful blue team. But anyway, there's not that much of a difference between some of the SRs and some of the SRs once you start putting excellent equipment on them. Okay, they can still churn out some damage. But we'll have to see. I'm liking it so far. I'm starting to get the hang of it and understanding the game. I don't like to really start doing a lot of videos on a game until I understand exactly what its makeup is. But I can say for a fact that it's not a gacha. It is definitely an equipment collector game. So if you don't like equipment collectors like Raid Shadow Legends, it's probably not going to find the game to be that interesting. Okay, you're going to have to do a lot of farming. Okay, you're going to need to put this game on a device that you don't need to carry with you all the time, because you're going to basically just set it up and let it run, farming the dungeon. Set up and run 30, 40 runs a dungeon each evening, trying to get the best equipment that you can, and then put it on your characters to make them a little bit stronger, and then you rinse and repeat. And basically you keep getting power equipment, and as you get more power equipment, you get stronger, which allows you to go up to another level in a dungeon to get more. Each floor you get better equipment on each floor of the dungeon, and that's basically what it is. So it takes a lot of farming to do that. So if you don't like just farming, then it's probably not a game for you. Which is why never been a big farmer. There's no farming needed in Soul Land. It's not that type of game. So that's why I like it. But it's a gacha collector. You can get all the characters, as you can see, from a free-to-play perspective. So I can build the team that I want to build. So that's why I like this game, and that's why I continue to play it. I love the IP. Now, in case you're not familiar, Soul Land 2 is out. I've been watching it. Interesting. Tang sect has sort of fallen from when Tang San was created, took over the sect and created it into what it was. There's a whole there's a large time difference between the Soul Land 2 and Soul Land. Okay, so there's like a war with another continent in between, and that's where the Tang sect, uh, you know, they sort of almost lost the war, but they actually some of the more powerful characters came back, and they did manage to win the war, but in the process, the Tang sect didn't got fallen by the wayside. So they have different types of methodologies, different types of magic, soul skills, and things like that now. So it's different, but I've found it enjoyable. Seriously, have. I think we're up to like I think it's episode 27 now, 26 or 27. So if you want to binge watch up to that, you can. Not you can get it on YouTube. You can find translated versions on YouTube. But yeah, so yeah, I found it to be interesting, and I have been watching it. It's been rather enjoyable. But yeah, so that's it for this. All right. Yeah, just do your pools, get in there. When we get some events, we'll have a crush go over the events and what they mean. All right. So thanks a lot for watching. Remember to subscribe. Once you subscribe, you'll see the bell. Click on, and you'll get notified each time I drop a video. Kenrick coming at you from the corner, signing out.